What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 fragrances that I smelled at Sephora. I do have the clones for these, so I'll be comparing them to the clones. I actually do have them on hand right now. So I actually sprayed a few fragrances. Finally got to smell apple brandy. Let's just say I did buy it. She just can't know about it. And another fragrance I did purchase is Ebony Fume, which is a clone of Ebony Fume from Tom Ford. So Ebony Fume, I actually do have it on this wrist. Really good scent. Can't wait for the clone to come in to go ahead and rate the clone. I actually did pick up a few Alexandria clones as well that should be coming on the way, as long as she doesn't know. All right, anyways, so these are ranked from the closest to the furthest. So the Fabulo Intense by Maison Alhambra. It's a in Fabulous clone from Tom Ford. Actually, this one is sprayed on here on top of my hand, or on top of the wrist. So it's similar, but maybe it's just on my skin. The actual one from Tom Ford, it smells like, I don't know if there's a tobacco note in here, but if there's not, it just smells like a tobacco fragrance, like one of those dark tobacco fragrances on my skin, which is kind of weird. It reminds me of the opening of Your Royal Highness green, the one I have, which is the twist on Creed's Royal Oud, but that's what that note comes off for some reason, with the twist of the, let's say, the clone, which smells more like a baby wipe in a good way. So that's at the number 5 spot. That's the one that for myself, it smells the furthest away from the original. Next one was a heartbreaking one. Still really good. It's still pretty close. The clone got really close, but the tobacco is just not as prominent. It's not as strong. In the original fragrance, okay, so the next one is Tobacco Touch. I'm sorry, I didn't even mention it. So the next one is Tobacco Touch by Maison Alhambra. I got it right here on the tester, and I have it on skin right here on my wrist. So the biggest difference on this fragrance is the tobacco note. The actual Tom Ford one is a higher quality tobacco, obviously, and it comes off more as it's a more prominent tobacco. It's not one of those. This one smells like the clone smells like a how do I explain it? Maybe like a, not a fake tobacco or synthetic tobacco, but a sweet tobacco. While the original is more like a bitter, darker tobacco. So that one did hurt, even though I would still definitely consider getting a bottle of Tobacco Vinny. I really did enjoy the fragrance. My girlfriend knows how much she enjoys the clone, but that's going to be at the number 4 spot. Next one is going to be a Neroli Portofino clone, which is Porto Neroli by Maison Alhambra. So this one, if I had to give it a percentage of how close it was, the main thing that changes is the opening. So the opening on Porto Neroli, the clone from Maison Alhambra, is more of a candy lemon. Then it dries down into like it's more like a citrusy feel to it. Not as much as the candied lemon, but the original Tom Ford Neroli Portofino does come off more. I don't even think, actually, no, I didn't spray that one on skin, just because I already did have a lot of things sprayed on myself. But actually, it might be on here. Yeah, so it's on here. So the dry down is very similar. The opening is where the difference is at. So the difference on the opening is the original doesn't have that candied lemon feel. That's it. That's the only difference I find in between those two. And the next one is going to be the Oud Wood clone by Maison Alhambra, which is Woody Oud. This one, I actually have it right here on the end of my hand. Maison Alhambra did nail this one. Keep in mind, this is a fragrance I've had. Most of these I've had for a while. But the Woody Oud clone did get very close. I would even say, if it was percentage-wise, 95, 97% close to the original. Out of all the fragrances I have on myself, this is the one I smell when I'm walking around, and it's only one spray. I just sprayed on the side of the hand. Pretty much each side of the hand's covered. Wrists are both covered with different smells. But the only one I smell when I'm walking around is Oud Wood. Woody Oud. 100% sure it would give me that same feeling. And the last one, these are kind of tied for first. So the opening on this one is pretty. So the Angel Share opening is more of a cinnamon, very cinnamon heavy. I actually didn't like it as much when I first sprayed it. I didn't like the opening, but it's probably one of those fragrances that you have to try just because I don't like really heavy cinnamon. But as it dried down, this fragrance right here, Fire Your Desire by by Emir, pretty much just nailed it. So I have it right here on my hand. Fire Your Desire definitely nailed that DNA. Not the opening, and I'm glad they didn't nail that opening. Just because the cinnamon was very heavy. So it's one of those, if you really do love cinnamon, you'll love that opening. If you don't love cinnamon, that might not be your opening. But if you smelled any other type of Angel Share clone, that's pretty much what you're getting. But yeah, these are the 5 I did have on hand. Probably when Ebony Fume comes in, I'll be talking about that one. I also have a few Alexandria fragrances. Most of them are Creed fragrances that are coming in, which I can't wait to go ahead and talk about those and smell those. Especially one of them is going to be an Aventus Absolute clone. So excited to see, smell those in the future. But that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys have smelled the clones of any of these, or if you guys think there's a better clone of any of the other ones. I actually do have Ombre Leather right on here. That's one that even I regret selling my clone of Ombre Leather. I might even pick up another clone of Ombre Leather if I don't pick up the actual fragrance. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.